What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, all this talk about Rebellion lately potentially hitting the shelves later this year in 2023 made me start thinking about where we're at from a Soulbound reward card standpoint, because if Rebellion does come out this year, I cannot imagine we would go very deep into 2024 without new reward cards to supplement the fact that Rebellion is out. Now, granted, maybe the team is going to look at this and say, hey, Rebellion's coming out on such and such date. We don't want to release new Soulbound reward cards until 6 months after that, right? That could definitely be one way that they approach it. The other way is, well, if Rebellion's out, don't we want to start earning Rebellion-based reward Soulbound reward cards is what I meant to say. And the reason for that is because if the team is going to be moving towards a more regular schedule, if they're building in a pack burn for a set like Rebellion, then we kind of want to get started on earning those Rebellion reward cards much sooner rather than later. So, Matt and both Nate have said in the past that they want this to run for anywhere from 1 to 2 years. There was nothing really set in stone. And so this came out, or, the rewards, Soulbound reward cards came out at the end of January 2023. So this year. If we go a full year from that, right? So if we get Rebellion later this year sometime, before the end of the year, and we go into January of 2024, I think it's very possible that this only runs for a year, maybe a year, like 15 months, right? So we go and we maybe hit it into Q2, but I would be shocked if Rebellion comes out sometime this year and we don't get new Rebellion reward cards for 6 months afterwards. That would just be a tremendously long amount of time. Now, looking at the print rates, how do the numbers stack up in terms of like where we're at overall? Now, again, just doing kind of some rough math here, and I did the calculations already, so I'm just sharing it with you. For the legendary cards, if you look at the total amount of BCX, I'm just looking at regular foil, but if you take the total, regular BCX and see how many max copies could be made, you get about 2,000, a little bit more than 2,000 of the legendary cards. Same thing with epics. It's a little bit over 2,000, maybe 2,200. When you get up to or down to the rare cards, that then jumps up to like 4,000, between 4,000 and 4,500, and then 6,200 for the common cards. So at this point in time, obviously the common cards get printed way more quickly, and they're being given out in massive multipliers. Same thing with the rares, just not to the higher extent. So I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, okay, well, this is where the player base is at. We don't really need to print that many more. And we've seen a dramatic slowdown on the amount being printed after the SPS staking reward went live and started to really gate what was happening, especially with a lot of the farming accounts that are out there. Now you needed to own SPS, not just to earn SPS, but to earn literally any rewards in the game, including cards. So I would say that we're probably in a good spot now where it's not a terrible idea, if we're pushing for scarcity, to change these sooner rather than later. So if you think about it, we might be 4 months, maybe 6 months. Again, I'm just guessing here. 4 to 6 months away from a changing of the reward cards. And you might look at this and say, well, we're barely across like 7 months right now anyway. So what's the big deal? And you're not wrong, right? So you're not wrong. But at this point in time, I think it's gotten much more difficult to earn based on the fact that if you didn't have the same amount of SPS you needed that you were getting earlier in the year, you've probably seen a massive slowdown on your end too. I know that I have, right? And I was close to the 10x multiplier. So here's the thing. This is my guess. This is my prediction. If we do get Rebellion later this year, that we would see a changing of the Soulbound reward cards to the new Rebellion format sometime, probably Q1 of next year. And it might not be January. The team's coming back from the holiday and we're all, getting hopefully excited for Land 2.0 or whatever comes out at that time. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get it at some point in Q1, maybe early Q2. But I know for me and where I'm at right now, I'm still very, very far behind in terms of the amount of soulbound cards that I have. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out, well, where, like, it's not that I can do anything extra outside of trying to earn as much as possible, but it is making me think about, well, where do I go from here? Do I try to potentially take the strategy of leveling down, going, staying in diamond, for example, for as long as possible, maybe moving down to gold and earning way more chests there with, higher chances of rolls. Again, I don't know what the right strategy is. It's just something that I'm thinking about, and I thought I would share with you guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you think that we would probably be on a trajectory to see a change at some point in Q1 of next year, or if you think that this might actually go for 2 years just because of the fact that, it's slowed down so dramatically at this point. But curious to get your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.